By tradition, ceremonial chairs and thrones are used for the different stages of the coronation service. Read more about the chairs that were featured in Their Majesties' Coronation on May 6, 2023. Hello and welcome to Royal Scandal. Please do well to like, subscribe, comment and turn on the notification bell so as not to miss out on any news updates. In addition to St. Edward's chair, coronation chair, which is used for the moment of crowning, the King and the Queen Consort were seated in chairs of estate and throne chairs at different points during the service. In the interest of sustainability, Their Majesties chose to use chairs of estate and throne chairs from the royal collection made for previous coronations. These have been conserved, restored, and adapted as required. The chairs of estate which were used on the May 6, 2023 were made in 1953 by the London firm White, Allen and Company for the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II on June 2, 1953. Their Majesties sat in the throne chairs for the enthroning and the homage. These chairs were made for the coronation of King George VI and Queen Elizabeth on May 12, 1937. Earlier that year, Their Majesties visited the Royal School of Needlework to meet craftspeople and embroiders who contributed to the project. As the Duchess of Cornwall, Her Majesty the Queen Consort became patron of the Royal School of Needlework in 2017. Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II used her chair of estate during the 1953 service, while the companion chair of estate for Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, was not used at the service itself but was delivered to Buckingham Palace, where both chairs have been on display in the throne room for many years. The chairs of estate are made from carved and gilded beechwood in the 17th century style which was used for earlier chairs of estate. The ciphers of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip are featured in the carving of the giltwood stretcher joining the front legs, together with the national emblems of a rose, thistle, and shamrock. The chairs of estate were used during the early parts of the service and for the coronation of Her Majesty the Queen Consort. In preparation for the coronation, gilding and furniture conservators from the Royal Collection Trust cleaned, restored and consolidated the giltwood frames. New silk damask was woven by the Humphreys Weaving Company, Suffolk, to the same pattern with which they were originally upholstered. This was to allow for the ciphers of the King and the Queen Consort to replace those of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, which were removed and were kept in the Royal Collection. The new ciphers for the chairs of estate have been hand-embroidered by the Royal School of Needlework and created with cloth of gold, woven with a metal thread. The cloth of gold was then embellished with gold metallic threads. Upon completion, the ciphers were applied onto the silk damask using the applique technique. The upholstery was completed by the royal household's upholsterers, including the reuse of the original braid and trimmings. Number 2. Throne chairs. Made by White, Allen and Company, in a 17th century style which in turn was based on X-frame Tudor stools. The chairs were upholstered in crimson velvet and applied with the royal arms of King George VI and Queen Elizabeth. In preparation for the coronation, the chairs were conserved by the Royal Collection Trust's furniture conservators. The crimson silk velvet has been replaced with new velvet and trimmings and the chairs reupholstered by the firm of Cronin Workshop Limited. New silk braid and trellis fringe, replicating the original trimmings of the throne chairs, were woven by Heritage Trimmings Ltd of Derby. The silk was produced by the Humphreys Weaving Company, Suffolk, and the silk for the fringe has been specially dyed by Gainsborough Silks, Suffolk. The Royal School of Needlework conserved the original embroidered coat of arms on His Majesty's chair before transferring it onto the new velvet. In addition, the new coat of arms of the Queen Consort was hand-embroidered on Her Majesty's throne chair using the silk shading technique, which has been applied to the new velvet. Number 3. St. Edward's chair, coronation chair. Made over 700 years ago, from Baltic oak and first used at the coronation of King Edward II. During Their Majesties' coronation on May 6, His Majesty was crowned king on St. Edward's chair. Number 4. Congregation chairs. 100 chairs were made in collaboration between the Royal Household, Royal Warrant Holder Furniture Maker N.E.J. Stevenson and the Prince's Foundation. These chairs were designed by N.E.J. Stevenson and were positioned in Westminster Abbey. The chairs were covered in blue velvet and feature the ciphers of Their Majesties. The frames of several of the congregation chairs were made by 6 young graduates from the Prince's Foundation at the Snowdon School of Furniture at Highgrove, using traditional materials and techniques to create the chairs with sustainable British oak. This forms part of the wider work carried out by the Prince's Foundation to preserve traditional skills that are at risk of being lost. Following the coronation, the chairs were auctioned, and the proceeds were donated to charity. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe.